At today's gold price and the costing that we're anticipating in the new feasibility study, this is a project that is going to generate almost $400 million of free cash flow a year at today's gold price.
Hello and welcome to the Assay TV. Today I'm here at 1-to-1 Mining Investment London with Brett Richards, CEO of Pasofino Gold. So Brett, thanks for joining us here today.
Amy, thanks for having me here.
Always great to be able to catch up. So maybe you could just give us a bit of an overview of Pasofino Gold and your Dugbe Gold Project.
Sure. Pasofino Gold is a TSXV listed company under the ticker symbol VEIN, and we own 100% of the Dugbe Gold Project in Liberia. It is a 3.9 million ounce deposit, and it has a full feasibility study done on the project back in November of 2022. It is a tremendous jurisdiction, great place to work, and I think we have a great project that I'm happy to talk about.
Sounds great. We'll definitely get more into the details of it. So in 2022, your feasibility study outlined robust economics for this project. So can you kind of give us some key highlights for investors?
Yeah, sure. So the feasibility study was done in November of 2022. It was done constrained on $1,600 gold price, and the mine plan was done on a $1,700 gold price. And the economic outputs from that were the CapEx was $435 million. The all-in sustaining cost was just over $1,000 US, $1,005. And the NPV post-tax was around $525 million, but that's at $1,600 gold. So when you start to look at the sensitivity of the gold price, and you look at today's gold price environment where gold has gone up 26% so far this year and 25% in the last half of last year, gold price has doubled in 12 months. Mm-hmm. So, our project it's quite large. It's 5 million ton a year. We have 171,000 ounces per year for 14 years. And we have 200,000 ounces of gold in the first 5 years. So front end loaded as far as potential cash flow go. And the economics at the feasibility study in 2022 are phenomenal at today's gold price.
Sounds good. So can you catch us up on just some of the latest work that's been done at the project?
Yeah, so there has been, I'll say, more corporate activity as of late. Pasofino Gold was owned 51% by Hummingbird Resources. And Hummingbird went through a bit of a transition late last year where they were acquired by their bank. And Chorus Bank, and through a private equity vehicle that the bank has and holds, they now are our major shareholder. And over the last kind of 3 months, we've been working with Nioko Resources, which is the private equity firm of the bank, to come to an agreement, some sort of alignment on several things: strategy, and on funding, and on kind of the way forward to really create long-term sustainable value for shareholders, of which the bank is obviously a large one. So we have done that, we've achieved that, and now it's kind of going forward with what our strategies for 25 and 2026 are going to be.
Okay. And so, what is that strategy in working with Hummingbird and Nioko moving forward? So,
where we landed in our support and cooperation agreement with the bank is quite simple. The bank is committed to not buying this company for 2 years, and we're committed to not selling it. We have a common board, 3 and 3, and we are going to collectively, agree on what that strategy is. Ultimately, the chairman and myself will come to an agreement on what the decisions that need to be made are. But our plan is to take the November 2022 feasibility study and update it to current, to bankable. Mm-hmm. And we'll do that quite quickly. It will involve a little bit of drilling this summer, around 3,000 meters, a bunch of resource conversion so that we can remodel the existing resource, which was done at $1,600 gold shells. We can do that on more like a $2,600 gold shell. And I think we will have some conversion from inferred to indicated and some indicated to measured, of which will come into our reserves and into our mine plan. So I think we'll have a more robust mine plan as a result of it, and we will need to optimize and redo the mine plan as well. In addition to that, we will update the high-level CapEx. We're keeping this at 5 million tons a year. We don't want to change the scope of the project. We just really want to update I'll say the technical inputs and make them a little bit more current to the gold price environment, but also look at ways of optimizing it even greater. We're going to do a power generation study. We're going to do some detailed metallurgical test work in order to see if we can get the recoveries up from the previous feasibility study, which were at 83%. So all of these are going to be positives for the economic outputs. And if I look at the former study and sensitize it up to $2,700 gold, this has a $1.7 billion post-tax MPV, and the CapEx remains at $435 million. So it's a 4-to-1 CapEx to MPV ratio, which is unheard of. It's very attractive.
Absolutely. And so you've just announced a non-brokered private placement of 5 million Canadian dollars. So do you have plans for these funds?
We do. I think between now and the end of the year, we have a number of strategic objectives. Yes, we're going to update the feasibility study. That's going to include some drilling. It's going to include a lot of engineering on the existing report. And then we're going to get our ESIA, our environmental permitting, submitted by September, October, and our resettlement action plan, and we'll put them in place for approval so that when we have the updated feasibility study, I can submit it to the government for our Class A mining license approval. And I anticipate that by Q1 of next year, we'll have everything in hand, including our Class A mining license, to make a construction decision. So later on this year, I'll be preparing the project for project financing and start those discussions with strategic partners. But the bank has indicated that they're committed to partnering with us along the way, not just on the equity side, but also on the project financing side. So we have a very strong partnership in this. It really de-risks the project, and I don't think there's going to be many gaps between our processes in order to get this to construction.
Sounds good. And so just to wrap it up, any kind of key highlights that you would want to bring out to the world, our investor audience?
I look at a lot of projects, and I look at a lot in Africa, and I've been in Africa for over 25 years, and this one really attracted me because of not only the maturity of the project and the late stage development it is, but at today's gold price and the costing that we're anticipating in the new feasibility study, this is a project that is going to generate almost $400 million of free cash flow a year at today's gold price. So if gold could go back to $2,400, then this would still be a very robust project. So as far as an investment goes, I haven't seen many better. And that's why I'm personally invested in this project, why I'm going to continue to build my position in this company. As I've told some people here this week, my family office takes very, very strong positions in a very few number of companies. Ones that we believe, that I believe, that not only are going to be successful, but ones I can participate in. So I strongly see Pasofino is a winner, and quite frankly, I'm excited for the next 6-12 months. Absolutely,
and there's definitely we'll have to catch up with you over the next couple of months and see how things are progressing. But those are all the questions that I had for you today, Brett. So thanks for joining us here.
Thanks, Amy. I appreciate it.